Hey everybody, Rezo3D back from the dead here. It's been a few weeks since I've last uploaded something and figured it's time I get caught up. Uh, well, let's talk about what I've been up to, I guess. First and foremost, procrastination. Uh, Expedition 33 came out, fantastic game, been having a blast with that. Bought the wife Oblivion, which came out in the last week, and she's been able to ignore me. So, I've had free time lately. And then on top of everything else, between finding a new car and just being able to relax after a long work week, videos have just been a challenge for me to make. And, well, I gotta keep doing this if I'm gonna get any better at it. So, this is my next upload. Other things I've done is the Anycubic S1 finally had the ACE unit that had been faulty replaced. Took Anycubic about a month and a half for me to get my replacement. And the good news is, upon just replacing it, I've had no issues with the multicolor unit anymore. I've been able to unload, reload, swap filaments, and there has been no further issues. The S1's actually been a really good printer. The print quality of it has just been fantastic comparable to my Bamboo Lab, of which I've also sold my P1P with the AMS unit this week. Between having the Centauri Carbon, the S1, my P1S, too many printers, in a two-bedroom apartment, I gotta keep the wife happy still. And then the Keedy Plus 4, which I've had some complaints about, still up potentially on the chopping block. Haven't had any bites for it yet, but just one more printer I want to get rid of. At some point, I'd like to build a Voron, try a Prusa. The Voron in particular, thanks to the Bondtech Edix. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but they're releasing a multicolor unit for it. And by multicolor, it's not like an AMS unit. It is a tool head swap. So you can actually swap without actually having to waste a bunch of filament between each nozzle change. And that's exactly what I really want from a 3D printer right now, is to be able to use multiple kinds of filament in a single print without having all that purge waste. That's probably my next project here. Probably looking at Voron 2.4 or Trident, I believe it is. Looking for a kit. Don't know when that will possibly be in the cards, but it's on the list. What I've really been working towards right now is better video creation, because I really want to be able to film my printers. I want to be able to do time lapses. And I've been working on my own camera rig here with the Sony. Ooh, that is not very light out. But I got the Sony ZV-E10 here. Got a new lens coming, a bigger battery pack. I have a Atomos monitor coming. It is the Atomos Ninja, which you can record using the monitor itself. I also want to do a headphone review sometime soon, because I got the Kiwi ears, the new ones that were, well, I can't say new. I saw Zeos review them, and he said they were probably the best value you can get for roughly around under $70. And after listening to these for the last week and a half, I can attest to that. While these aren't as good as, say, my Focal Elegia or my Dan Clark drop collaboration, the Aeon X, while they may not be as nice as those, I certainly have found them to be extremely adequate for 70 and almost a little bit more enjoyable sounding. They still have bass to them. They have a more livelier sound compared to something like the Dan Clark headphones, which have very excellent, not an audiophile really, they have a clearer sound but they don't sound as fun as something like the Kiwi ears. And I really hope to go into more depth about how I feel about each of these headphones, where my personal listening lies, and some of the other audio equipment I have. My main desktop in the living room has some Kanto Tuck speakers combined with a SVS sub, which dialed back heavily for an apartment for sure. But I still definitely want to talk about a lot more things and actually produce some videos about individual topics rather than just doing a weekly vlog. If I'm going to keep up with everything, I think at the very least it needs to be a weekly vlog. Even if it's just me kind of rambling about something every single week. Some kind of upload needs to happen. If I just keep ignoring it, I'm never going to get anything done. But that's it for this week, I think. Hopefully I get something other than just a weekly vlog by the time next week. But still, everyone, thank you for joining me on this journey. Anyone who views, anyone who comments, it's always greatly appreciated, and I hope to keep this fun. See ya.